About 18 months ago, I made a tutorial showing how to use masks to create transitions. And I confess, it is one of my least watched videos on this channel. So obviously it is linked up above. But today I thought I would try using the AI object mask tool that's new to Premiere that wasn't available for that first tutorial to see if it can make the kinds of transitions that I was making any easier now. And if you're new here, then welcome. My name is Adrienne and I make tutorials on video editing. And now let's get into it. In the original tutorial, you can see that I have one piece of footage of elevator doors opening, and there is a woman on the elevator and she exits and walks down a hallway in an office. I demonstrated a transition where we use a mask so that when those elevator doors open, we do not see the woman on the elevator, we don't see the inside of the elevator. Instead, we see a field of wildflowers. So we are transported to a different location using this kind of transition. What I did is used the pen tool to create an opacity mask. I inverted it, and then I made keyframes throughout the entire transition. I did it manually. Unless you're being super careful and super meticulous, this can result in some uneven edges on your mask. It is definitely really slow. I mean, it's time consuming to sit there and make that kind of a transition. So that's a downside if you don't have that kind of time in turnaround for your project. So this new object mask tool from Adobe is supposed to be able to automatically identify objects and select them for you. So let's see if we can either select the elevator doors and then invert that selection, or maybe select the inside of the elevator and mask out the inside in order to create exactly the same transition. I'm set up here in Premiere with my original elevator clip on the second track. You can see it opening, and here's the woman on the elevator and she steps out. And it's a short clip, that's where I end it. And then you can see this is the original field with wildflowers. This is the clip on track number 1. I'll move the playhead up to the very beginning, the first frame of this transition. I'm going to come over to the toolbar and select this object mask tool. And now I'm going to select opacity because I don't want it to be an unassigned mask. I'd like for it to be an opacity mask. And I'm going to come over here and just start by seeing if I can select the elevator doors. Great. But I can see that it wound up eliminating some from up here. It wound up eliminating some from in between the doors as well. If I make this invisible, all of that should be, the door should be closed here. I'm going to select the mask tool. And look, I have the plus sign selected. So let's see if we can add. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. What if I actually draw around the middle here? Oh, okay, that closed the doors. What if I draw up above? That got some of it. I think maybe I went off of the program monitor. This is a little tedious. I will zoom in and I'll give it another shot. I'm trying to just run my mouse along the very top of the program monitor. It's really not getting all of the information up there at the top of the frame. So we're getting a bit of a reveal already. What we could do, if this works, oh, well, it doesn't. Look at that. When I open, what I was going to say is we could always just punch in, increase the scale a little bit of the elevator in order to simply get rid of that. But as soon as we move the playhead, I can see that this object mask has also selected the inside of the elevator, which is not what we want. What if we invert this mask? See, we don't want it inverted because everything is selected. And so it inverts the elevator doors as well. Okay, that does not work. I'm gonna delete this mask and let's start over. Let's try it again. I'm gonna move the playhead so that this is open. Let's try it this way. I'm going to select the opacity in Effect Controls, come over to the toolbar and select Object Mask Tool. I'm going to select everything inside the frame and then invert it. Yeah. And now let's see. Oh, that's interesting. It's not letting me select. Oh, and then look, there she is. Well, maybe if I track this. How about if I track the mask? That is one nice feature of the Object Mask tool, is it'll track forward and backward. And that it's just not correct. I'm gonna delete this mask. Let's try one more time, just selecting. It's interesting, it's not recognizing the inside of the elevator as an object. I wonder if I came down here and selected the rectangle tool, and then if I moved until the doors, at least on the right hand side, are completely open, and then I made the rectangle. That's interesting. It is not selecting everything. It's selected the woman, but it's not selecting the elevator. What if I invert it and then add her? We're not getting Oliver. We still have an outline here. And it's not, oh, let me track it. Okay. And it's not tracking the elevator doors the way I would want it to. This really is not helpful for this kind of a transition. I'm going to try, I'm going to try one more thing. Oh, what if I do here? I'll click this and then invert it. Also select her. Track that. Okay, so again, we have this opening here in between the doors that we don't want, but the doors do go all the way to the top of the frame. I'll move the playhead along, and that's the best job. You can see we have a little bit of shadowing from the inside of the frame here, from the inside of the elevator. Again, more over here on the right. There's a little bit here in the middle. Let's watch it. So you can see we did manage to get the inside of the elevator selected, but honestly, it kind of felt like an accident. I don't know how easy it would be for me to be able to replicate something like that. Premiere has started incorporating more and more AI tools into Premiere, and not all of them are bad. Some of them are really useful, they're really helpful, they have a good use case, maybe they're a good starting point. And I know that, I've said this before, I know that this object mask tool really does have a valid use case, but it seems like not for this, at least not for these particular clips. I think that probably the challenge that the tool is having The elevator doors and the inside of the elevator are too similar in color, and so it's wanting to select all of it. And I don't want it all selected. I want the elevator doors to be there and then to open and reveal. And so unfortunately, this is a case where newer isn't necessarily better. Those same challenges with the original transition are still true. It is time consuming. If you are not careful with your keyframes, you'll get an uneven edge. But it simply doesn't work with the object masking tool. That particular transition only works when you do it the old way and you do it by hand. If you're interested in more editing tips that will make you a faster editor, check my description box below. I have a free editing guide linked down there. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.